Guys, welcome to Pen Dentistry. Hope you are doing good. I am Dr. Aishwarya with you for easy learning and better understanding. If you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please go and subscribe to my channel and learn the dentistry in an easy manner. Today our topic is on tracheostomy. What is tracheostomy? You are going to apply a airway or you are going to give a airway for oxygen for the patient if a patient is suffering from suffocation or blockage in the trachea. At that time you are going to provide the airway via the trachea, that is tracheostomy, that is surgical entry into a trachea through anterior walls to secure the airway for oxygen. You're going to apply you're going to do a surgical entry into the trachea through the anterior walls. For what? For securing the airway for the proper oxygenation. As you can see in the picture, this is the tracheostomy. The types of tracheostomy is depending on the method of initial insertion, that is how you are going to initiate the tracheostomy. The first thing is surgical and the second one is needle one, that is percutaneous. Depending upon the intended duration, the duration of the air block says that how much time the tracheostomy should be there, how much time it will going to take in the tracheostomy, that is temporary tracheostomy. Sometimes a patient is suffering from the air blockage and that air blockage heat and the person can easily breathe with the trachea naturally, that is with the own trachea. That is temporary one. And the permanent one, in permanent patient is not able to heal with the blockage fixation of the that trachea air securer. Okay, depending upon the situation demand. How the situation is. It is of three types: emergent, urgent and elective. In emergent, there is a word emergent. This says that it is a emergency period. So period. Suddenly a person need of the tracheostomy. That's why we do the emergency is there. So emergent tracheostomy is done. Now in urgent, the patient is in acute phase that he or breathe but he or she is not able to breathe properly. So tracheostomy is needed at that time. In elective one, ICU, patient is in ICU already, he or she is ICU and there is a need of tracheostomy. There is a emergency period has occurred in the ICU in for the need of the tracheostomy. So this is the phase of the elective one. Emergent is sudden, you need the patient is in need of tracheostomy. Then urgent, that is acute phase, and elective, that is patient is in ICU. Applications of tracheostomy, that is where you are going to use the tracheostomy. Tracheostomy is used to clear and secure the airway. In the airway during the respiration, for clearing and securing the airway, we are using the tracheostomy. In upper respiratory tract obstruction, we use it. Helps in poor cough. When the patient is having a poor cough with sputum retention and there is a sputum retention. Retention means the sputum is stuck in the respiratory system and it is not coming out and there is a cough present during this time we use the tracheostomy for the easy pass of the air. It is secure and maintain safe airway in face, head, neck injury. During the time of face, head and neck injury, to secure the airway, we use or we go for the tracheostomy. injury is followed by the surgery in the cervical spine fracture. When there is a fracture in the spine region, that is cervical spine fracture is there, at that time also we do the tracheostomy for the easy airway system. In high risk of aspiration, in incompetent laryngeal and tongue movement, when there is a incompetent laryngeal or your tongue is not moving during the time of swallowing and during the time of the intake of the patient, here we use the tracheostomy. Example is unconsciousness, when the patient is not able to breathe and he or she is unconscious. At that time we do tracheostomy. Head injury, as I have told you, when there is a stroke present or neuromuscular disorder, in these conditions we use the tracheostomy. In acute respiratory failure also we use the tracheostomy, and when the patient is in ICU and he or she is on ventilator from a long time, at that time we use the tracheostomy for the easy respiration. The contraindication, we have completed the indication. Now the contraindication, where you are not going to give the tracheostomy or you are going to do the tracheostomy. In the cervical trauma, when there is a trauma at the cervical region, you are not going to do the tracheostomy. The children under 5 years of age will be not performed on them. The tracheostomy will not be performed. Carcinoma of larynx, when the patient is already having a carcinoma of larynx, at that time the tracheostomy is not performed. Pre-existing pathology to the larynx, if a larynx is facing pathology, pre-existing means it is existing from the before only, it is existing before, okay, that at that time there will be no tracheostomy done. Lack of experience, when the person is not having a experience or the knowledge of tracheostomy, that person should not do the tracheostomy. So these are the contraindications of the tracheostomy. If you are understanding my lecture, keep watching Pen Dentistry and share this video to your friends and your batchmates for easy learning and better understanding. If you want to know more about me, links are in description box. You can also join our Telegram account for the latest updates. The procedure of tracheostomy is, here what you are going to do, the first step is you are going to sterilize the skin. That is, the skin from the chin to the below clavicle will be sterilized. The second thing which you are going to do is you are going to infiltrate. You are going to give the local anesthesia with vasoconstriction is infiltrate in the skin and the tissue. The third step is skin of the neck. That is skin of the neck over second tracheal ring. You are going to identify the second tracheal ring. Okay, you are going to identify the second tracheal ring here, and the incision is made horizontal along the cervical skin crease. You are going to place a horizontal incision along the cervical skin crease. Okay, the sharp dissection with skin incision is made. You're going to do the sharp dissection, and the second thing is the blunt. The sharp dissection will be done with skin incision to cut the platysma muscle. The platysma muscle, you are going to cut it with the sharp dissection, and then you are going to do the blunt dissection that is parallel to the long axis of the trachea. Okay, this is the parallel to the long axis of the trachea. Forward for submandibular tissue separation until you are going to see the isthmus. Until the isthmus is seen, you are going to do the blunt dissection. You are going to use the In the sixth step, you are going to use the cricoid hook. You are going to engage it with the space between the cricoid, that is first tracheal ring will be pulled with the cricoid, and then you are going to do again the blunt dissection to the pretracheal fascia. Okay. In the seventh step, this is the entrance in the trachea. That is linear incision is made. You're going to place the linear incision in the second and third ring. You're going to place the linear incision in the second and the third ring, and then mid portion of the third and fourth ring is removed, creating a tracheal window. You're going to remove the mid portion of the third and fourth ring with the removing by creating a tracheal window there. How you're going to enter? Linear incision will be made in the second and third ring. Then mid portion will be removed with the third and fourth ring for the tracheal window, creating a tracheal window. Inferiorly placed U-shaped flap, that is also known as Bjork flap. This will be incorporate ring below the tracheal incision is raised and suture to the skin of inferior margin. This Bjork flap will going to incorporate the rings below the tracheal incision. The tracheal incision which you have made, that will be incorporated in the Bjork flap, and it is raised and sutured to the skin of the inferior margin. After the seventh step, you are going to place the tube. So let's see how the tube is placed and secured to the neck. In the last step, you are going to place the tube and you are going to secure the tube. Tube is inserted vertically downward direction into the trachea, avoiding damage to the tracheal mucosa of posterior wall. You are going to protect the tracheal mucosa of posterior wall by inserting the vertical downward direction into the trachea. The tube is secured by suturing the flange to neck skin through by tying the flange of the tube. You are going to tie the flange of the tube with a thread. You are going to encircle the neck. Neck encircling will be done to taking so that there should be no strangulation. To protect it from strangulation, you are going to encircle the neck, taking care to avoid the strangulation. So this is the process how you are going to place the tracheostomy or the tracheal tube into the trachea by tracheostomy procedure. If you are understanding this video, keep watching Pen Dentistry and share this video to your friends and your batchmates for easy learning and better understanding. If you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe and press the bell icon for the latest upcoming videos. Are the complications which we are going to face during the time of the tracheostomy. It is divided into three parts, that is immediate, delayed and late complication. In immediate complication, that is it will going to happen in pre-phase. Tube occlusion means here your deflated tube will be not placed in the occlusion. Pneumothorax. Pneumothorax means there will be a air trapped in the lungs that will lead to collapse of the lungs. So air trap between the chest or the lungs, that is pneumothorax. Misplacement of the tube. There might be a chance of misplacement of the tube during the time of tracheostomy. During the time of the placement of the tube, this is the complication. Hemorrhage. Okay. Surgical emphysema. Emphysema is damage of the air sac of the lungs. That is surgical emphysema. Loss of upper airway. There will be a loss of the upper airway system This comes under the immediate complication. Delayed, that is after 7 days you have done a tracheostomy, and after the 7 days these things will be happening. This is the complication. Infection of the stomach. Stomach will be infected. Bronchial tree will be infected. That is, there will be a pneumonia occurrence. Pneumonia occurrence means there will be a cough present in the lungs. Partial or complete tube displacement. There might be a chance of displacement of the tube, partially or completely displacement. Movement of the tube where you have it has where you have played. If you have placed here, there might be a chance of displacement of the tube in any of the direction. It might be a partial or the complete one. Tube blockage with secretion of the blood. Tube will be blocked with the blood. This is the delay. After the 7 days, these blood blockage will be there in the tube. Ulceration or necrosis of the trachea. There might be a chance of necrosis or ulceration in the trachea. Hemorrhage, again hemorrhage in immediate also hemorrhage is there, in delayed also, and the late complication. Hemorrhage is common here. Tracheopharyngeal fistula formation. There will be a fistula formation in the tracheopharyngeal region. In late complication, more than 7 days. You have done a tracheostomy and more than 7 days has already passed, and then the complication is occurring, that is tube blockage. Stenosis means there will be a dilation of the tracheal tube, that is tracheal dilation will be there. This is the late complication, and there will be a formation of the scars in the region of where the tracheostomy has performed, and hemorrhage again as I have told you, and difficulty in the breathing. This is the complication which we see after or during or late tracheostomy has performed, and there will be a these complication will be seen in your surgical areas or surgical process.